What was that?
I got the email from Hannah. Yeah, I got it from Hannah before I got it from you.
I know, thanks, Hannah. I don't know why that. I don't know.
Happens every time to all of us.
Right?
Sometimes it's like the family road trip, and always someone gets sick. Someone never gets the email.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, once Lenny gets back, we'll get started here. And I'll start. I feel bad because.
Comes running.
Oh, there. Ready, Lenny?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no worries. Everything. I was making you guys wait. All right, guys. Let's get started with this. I'll start with prayer, okay?
Okay.
I'm so grateful that we can together today as a group. We're grateful for the blessing to be able to discuss this case study, and we ask that it can inspire what we should do in our own lives and how we can help other people. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. It's kind of like I'll just like a little brief overview of the name. So, I think it's funny they always use their last names. I usually prefer first names, but whatever. So, Deborah Rinaldi, she's like just fresh out of school, was working for a like pizza company in Chicago, and she was doing well with that. And then they wanted her to stay, and they were going to pay her better than the Pelicans. This. What's that? Who knows? Yeah, on the East Coast, and she ended up going to do that just because they're like more presence, more of a national company, and all that. Started to work there. Her boss seems like she's not there most of the time. With her, boss is, and so she's kind of like her. So, what were some of the guys like listed in the case study? Some things that you saw that were causing problems.
Can you say that again, Dallin? You were cutting out. Say the question again.
So what were some of the problems you guys listed in your case study? The section where you have to list like the 6 problems. What were some of the ones you guys listed?
I did. I didn't trust her, Rinaldi, in like their new business at the first company, because like the head boss and the bond guy like really didn't like, they didn't give her any, they didn't trust her to do any of those jobs. So I thought there was a trust issue.
Okay, on whose parts?
On the, what's her, Natalie, I can't remember her last name, the ballot, whatever. And I feel like she didn't trust the Rinaldi lady. And then I don't think the Vaughn guy trusted the Rinaldi lady, but I feel like the Vaughn and the obviously trusted each other if they were having an affair as well. So
I know that was juicy, right? I was like,
yeah.
I know that would be interesting. And so I don't know, have any of you guys ever experienced something like that in a job? Not necessarily the affair, but like a lack of trust by your superior?
Not with me specifically, but I know this sounds really weird, but I had this African-American district manager who was over like 9 stores. And then we were the assistants, and then there was 1 store manager and 3 assistants. And he definitely was like favored like 2 of us. I was female, but the other guy was a male. And then he was like reverse racist. So like, if you were black, then you were automatically like in. So I watched that, and that was really strange.
How do you feel like the dynamics there?
It doesn't foster teamwork, that's for sure. I mean, I didn't kiss butt or anything, but I was very aware that other people were very aware that he had favorites and that I was one of them. And so it was like I tried to downplay it a lot. I know that sounds weird, but like I tried not, I did what I was told, but I don't know, I didn't try to be the guy's friend, or I don't know, it's weird. Like, cause I didn't want that. I was a great.
Melly, it cut out for me for a little bit. I don't know if
We
you're still
lost
there.
her.
It's just, we're kind of going over some of the
Yes. So,
problems we were having with the
sorry.
company and all.
Said just some of the problems with the company.
Yeah, just kind of catching up. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you wrote, some of the stuff, some of the problems you noticed there with the case study while we hopefully Leia can get back on? Man.
Right. So yeah, I don't know what you guys have talked about so far, but basically the environment there was kind of one that let a lot of things go by the wayside, kind of seemed like to me. I guess some examples of that would be like the assistant to the Bautista guy coming in and saying, hey, they're having an affair, and I mean, just letting rumors and things like that continue to go around. The fact that this new girl who's supposed to be really good comes on and nobody really gives her any help or direction or anything like that. The lack of communication between like HR and letting them know that she was going to be starting that day. Just a couple different things like that kind of showed that the environment needed some help, in my opinion. I think that was one of the bigger things I found. And then just the fact that some of the people, their characteristics, I mean, we all have our little quirks and stuff like that, but just on top of everything else, it didn't help.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm glad you brought that up. I'd forgotten some of those things. I remember saying like it was almost like 2 or 3 weeks that it was just like, go review the history or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, jeez, I mean, I could do that for like a couple hours, but after that, I'd be like, all right, I think I'm good.
So my internship was like at first, you'd show up and they like just had us watch movies for the whole time. And it was sweet to be paid to watch movies, but at the same time, I was like, put me to work, let me do something. So that could be rough.
What? Yeah, you good?
Okay, I'm back.
There we are.
Yeah. All right, good.
And Hans started talking a little bit about some of the things he saw while we were waiting for you and all that. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's fine. Keep going.
It's good old technology.
Yeah,
When it works, it's awesome, but when it doesn't, it's a little bit of a pain.
it's a paperweight.
For the big one.
Yeah, expensive.
Lack of trust there too. That when she first got there wasn't really any direction. There wasn't review those all that stuff. I think one of the things that when the first time that upset with Vaughn, he was out of the office and sent her an email saying, hey, he kind of felt swamped, and so she responded back like, I'm only doing so much for you. It's a little out of place. Like she shouldn't be just kind of like, I kind of felt like she lost her temper a little bit. Did you guys get that feeling or no?
Yeah. I felt like they did.
Are we talking about Martha or Natalie?
I know the names are so confusing. The new girl is Natalie? No.
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 Martha.
Yeah, Martha. Yeah.
I was kind of feeling like Martha lost her temper a little bit with, I'm sorry, I'm like I said,
The Vaughn guy.
with the dude. She lost her temper with the dude. I felt that. I was kind of like, oh, geez, lady. I mean, I know you feel stressed and they're asking you to do a lot, but she is like the new hire. And so I kind of feel like sometimes you have to pay your dues at first, even if it's stuff you don't like to do. But maybe you guys saw it from a different perspective.
I mean, I could see that, but at the same time, didn't it mention that, I don't know, I guess most of the people office kind of sided with her because the Vaughn guy had lost his temper first? I thought it was something like that. And so I think in the moment, I don't know, I think it would have been hard not to get caught up in it. I'd like to say that I would stay out of that, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought she lost it a little too, but I guess I could see her frustration. I don't know if you guys talked about this part, but I know this. I don't know if you guys understood this, or if you guys understood it the same way. I felt like, in some weird way, Natalie, the girl who's cheating with Vaughn, her direct manager or whatever, I feel like she was kind of threatened by her from the very beginning. And so, like, she didn't want to train her. I mean, nobody goes out of their way that much. Like, they told, both of them were saying to her, go over all the stuff. Just keep going over it. They didn't, it's like they.
Ugh, torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read her background. She like has a degree. The Natalie girl, like the trainer. Why not? It wasn't even marketing. Like, and it sounded like she just like randomly got this job. So it made me wonder if like she even knows like how to train.
And I noticed that too when it was like she started out like as an art student, wanted to be an artist too, and I was like, marketing director or something in the business. Like, how did that happen? So it's actually a good theory there. I like that.
Actually, I wrote that, as one of my things.
What are some other things you guys noticed? It could be smaller details and all that, but that were also causing problems.
One thing that kind of peeved me a little bit, I mean, it's like you see all these negative things, and so it's like you have some sympathy for Martha, but at the same time, it seemed like there was parts, like when the Bautista guy approached her and was like, hey, is everything going all right with Vaughn and Follette? She's kind of like, well, I have a hard time communicating with Vaughn, but like everything with Follette, it's all been fair and that kind of stuff. And that's really not the way that she acted like before then, nor do I think that's kind of how the situation was. But I just don't feel like she was very transparent. I had started asking myself, is she really doing everything that she could be doing to help the situation out? I think I'd say that, she definitely could have done more.
I agree. I noticed like when she said, oh, like I didn't want to, criticize anyone but, Vaughn. He's a bad communicator. And I was kind of like, you didn't want to, complain, and then you throw him under the bus. Like, totally, I'll give it to you. Like, she's a bad communicator, but I don't know if I would express that to, the superiors. And necessarily, I'd almost talk it out between the teams before you would, I don't know, I kind of felt like she threw him under the bus, but maybe I'm just biased against Martha, to be honest with you.
I saw that totally different. I felt like she didn't.
It's me.
It's just, I think it's awesome to kind of see we're all reading the same exact thing and
Give different stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she said to herself something like, I don't want to. She didn't say it to the guy, but she thought to herself, I can't be too like rude.
Yeah.
Which I understood that. Like, she didn't actually say it out loud. She thought to herself. So then she mentions that the guy's not, whatever. But like, kind of like Hans said, I was like, you are not happy. Why are you pretending that, everything's going well with Natalie when really forget about Vaughn. Who's supposed to be training her? Natalie is. So I wouldn't have attacked her on a personal level. But I would have brought up that I chose this job because of the reputation that it had to help, the new MBAs be trained, the training program, and that she was not experiencing that. That's a good way to say something without,
I like that.
right? Sounding like you're complaining too much.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think it's.
Did you guys see age as a problem? Like, because she's much younger than these two people.
I didn't feel like it was a problem. However, I don't feel like it should be a problem, but I felt like in the case that it was, I feel like it was an unnecessary concern.
Do you think it was like, because Natalie Follette, the manager, made like a comment about her being in Generation Y. Yeah, I was like, what? I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah. I feel like it was something that didn't need to be an issue.
Sorry. But I just thought that they were like totally stereotyping her because they kept like going back to that Generation Y thing and saying that she was impatient and demanding and like she like didn't even get to know the Martha lady before she said that to her either. The fact that she said on the first day, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
that was one of the problems. So
I wonder if that strikes a chord with us more though, because we're like close to that generation or something. I don't know.
Think it's real?
Well, I'm not close to that generation.
I guess I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it's a bigger factor than I think.
No, I just noticed it, and I kind of got the impression that Natalie was threatened. She's more educated. It's more in her field, and she's younger. So I don't know.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Guys, if you were in a similar situation where you kind of felt like maybe there was a bias against you at work, what do you think you guys could do to bridge that?
That's a good question.
If someone has a problem, I usually don't. I'm a little different. I have like kind of a superpower, and my superpower is that I don't have negative internal dialogue. So like if someone's having like a problem, I'm usually like, okay, what's the issue with them and how could I help them, instead of what is it about me? You know, unless I know that I'm doing something wrong, then I'll like, I've asked managers that, like who I felt were not training me properly. I just went to the guy and just said, what am I doing wrong? That's what I asked him, because I didn't, he's just who he is, and he's not as outgoing or like, he's not like me. He's not like that. So I just asked him, what am I doing wrong? And then he just told me what I was doing wrong. And it was so simple. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Problem solved.
Yeah. But he didn't know how to train. He didn't know how to tell me that, I guess. I'm not really sure. He wasn't there to experience, you know, what issues I was having.
I think that's an awesome example
That's
of
interesting.
communication. Just getting the right information that you need to know. And I remember for one of my internships, I worked on remodeling a high school. I'm a construction major, so it was with Oakland Construction, and me and my boss were in the job trailer, and we just basically were in charge of making sure the plans were being followed. But he was an elderly, I don't say elderly, but he's like, 60s and all that stuff. And I was a young kid in school and all that stuff. And so I felt a little
Whippersnapper.
bit like all this experience, and then I don't know anything. And so I think one of the things that helped me was being honest with that, just saying like, hey, I really don't know a lot of this stuff, and I appreciate your experience. And then as I got to know him better, like made it an effort, learned about his son, was a police officer, and how he was working on his deck and all that kind of stuff. And it helped us, form a bond, even though we have, this big difference in age, and helped it so that we could, as I got to know him better and he got to know me better, we worked better as a team. This is just one thing I experienced.
I think that shows accountability. Like, you took accountability for what you didn't know, and you let him know that. And then that's like a trust, right? Because then you weren't like cocky and I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, thank
you. You're welcome.
All right. Was there any more comments, or do you want to continue on?
Those are two good stories to sum it up to that point.
Yep.
So guys, I want to know, what did you guys decide to do in your individual case of the case study? Did you guys stay? Did you go? Did you talk to them? What did you guys decide to do?
Want me to go?
First?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I said that she should move on. I feel like that was not a fun situation. Especially when I just didn't like it. And I feel like she was wanted at Deep Dive Pizza, and she was gonna get to lead a special project team. I feel like she wasn't learning anything. I feel like she would have done much better at Deep Dive Pizza. So I said she should move on.
Nice. I guess that's what I picked for mine too. after and all that, I was I had her to move on just because I was kind of feeling like, Deep Dive Pizza, even though it was like a little bit more risky because she wasn't sure if it'd go big, but that she had more responsibility there and that she had, she seemed like she was getting along better and had more opportunities. I thought, hey, like the risk is definitely pays off because you can have some really neat opportunities to grow and have more responsibility on her plate. It seemed like she's already had a good relationship going, so I kind of picked a simple thing. Would you pick, Hans?
So yeah, I picked the same thing. I actually shared a quote, and it was something like, "Time is more valuable than money. Like you can always go get more money," something to that effect. And I feel like at Deep Dive Pizza, she kind of had more money. I said she was gonna get paid $15,000 more. She enjoyed who she worked with. I said that there would be tons of marketing opportunities for her there. So I felt like even though the marketing training wasn't there necessarily, she was going to be doing what she wanted to do, right from the get-go. She already had that in. So I think she could have had the best of both worlds if she were to go back to Deep Dive. Plus free pizza every once in a while, probably. I don't know. Why not? It's all about food.
Okay. What's going on? So the island in the middle of the triplet has no power. And the water pressure.
Oops.
It's all good.
I feel like Hannah's the only one that never has problems with this stuff.
What was that? Oh.
I think you're the only one that never has problems with this stuff.
Oh man. So,
Hello?
Elia,
Okay.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
yes. Where'd you come
Yeah.
out at?
Where Hans was kind of finishing up, I guess. He was saying that he had for her to leave, and he had the quote, and it was like after the quote. Was that about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, it was a factor
Okay.
with pizza. What do you think about that?
Wait, say that again?
Saying that the free pizza could be a possibility, and I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Yes.
But
Okay.
right now,
Yeah, I totally love that, but I actually chose something different.
fine. I like that.
That's really good. Okay. Oh, so you ready for mine?
Yeah, please.
Sorry, there's a lag. Hold on. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so at first my initial reaction was like, let's jump ship because these people are like crazy. I don't know if you guys know this, but $10,000 extra a year is only $400 per paycheck, which after taxes is something like $250. So 250 divided by 2, if you get paid do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's really not that much money. So we're talking about $600 before taxes, and she's gonna have like a ton more responsibility. I thought she was gonna learn more, but there was a reason that Martha picked Potomac Waters, and I understood the reason with the riskiness. And I'm an entrepreneur, so risk doesn't bother me. But from a what's smart standpoint, I felt like I kind of went with a little bit more of like a Goldilocks approach. So like, not too hot, not too cold, but just right. So in my mind, I felt like she really should go because I think Natalie should be held accountable. And if she just quits, that might not have any impact. But if Bautista is the guy that is like over Natalie. So if she had gone to Bautista and asked him, hey, I would like to be switched to a new brand. These are my reasons why. I don't really want to make a big deal out of it, but I want to stay with this company. And if not, then I'll make other choices, but I really want to go. I want to move to another company so I can progress because I'm not progressing here. And then that way she would be able to give some kind of input, because if she leaves, she's going to be telling them anyway. So in my mind, like, let's see if if that was the company she wanted with and she chose, then I feel like she was like, there was something in a book that said, sometimes you got the right people on the right bus, but they're in the wrong seat. In the wrong seat. And there was a lot of weird stuff going on. Come on, Bautista has got to know that there's rumors that they're sleeping together. So he may not even have asked any questions and just said, sure, no problem. We'll just move you along. So if she didn't get moved, if they didn't request, I would say like a 2-week time period, if they didn't move her, then in my mind, I said she should just go and go with the better team, because I think the culture was better at Deep Dive, but also riskier.
Nice. That the other two might be having an affair. How is outlook? If, like, let's say you guys are in the same situation, how would that make you feel about the future of your job?
Can you say one more time? You kind of cut out on my end. I don't know.
I'm not very articulate either, but like, so, like, her two teammates might be having an affair together. Situation, feel, or what would it make you worry? I don't know.
I would only say something if it was affecting like the way it was affecting Martha. But I don't know, being new, could you really like speak into that? That's where I would feel like not comfortable. But I don't know. I'm outgoing though, so I don't care. I like things about conflict or confrontation doesn't bother me. But I would still like be like, oh, it's my job,
I think I agree. I think if it was like affecting the work, like my work life, my situation, like obviously it was affecting Martha's, because not leaving her out, like not treating her like she like a teammate, I guess. I don't know. I felt like she was just the odd man out.
Yeah, she was a third wheel, guys, right?
So I would do something if I was in Martha's, like, it was affecting her work life, and so.
What do you think, Hans? Gosh dang it, did we lose Hans again?
He's frozen.
Oh yeah, he's
in deep meditation. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
okay.
Man, the technology today is just. Oh, he says he's still here. Excuse me, Hans.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Give my comment. I can hear the conversation. I can't see you.
Okay.
All right, Hans. Well, I'll give you. Hopefully, you'll be able to pick the camera down a little bit better. Yeah, I just kind of. When I was thinking about it, I was like, man, what would I do? Because it kind of makes me think, well, the long-term outlook of this, eventually, if they are having an affair together, that, I could cause a lot of problems in their personal lives, which would, makes it hard at work to stay focused and to, have a good work environment. And if they don't end up together, then eventually one of them is going to have to leave because you can't stay together in the team. So it kind of made me think, what's the long-term future of this team? So in that sense, I was thinking, if I did stay, I'd probably ask to be transferred to a different department so I can avoid that whole storm and not. They know, something would have to happen in the future.
That's a really good perspective. I just thought this is too much drama.
Right.
I mean, if they have to think about it, if they get into a fight, like what a horrible day that will be for you.
What does Hans say here? Says, I can hear the camera, or says, I worked with we're taking, let me, sorry guys, one sec. My computer's been a little slow.
That makes sense, what he said.
Mm-hmm.
last 5 years where things like that are taken care of very quickly. So being in that environment for so long, it needs to be taken care of soon.
That's a good cultured company then.
I know.
We had to, oh yeah, he said, I think so. Yeah, we had to sign, I mean, I was never involved with anybody, coworker, but we had to sign like paperwork. We had to like go to HR and like let them know that, hey, blah, you know, we're in a relationship. And like I remember like 2 people got together and they ended up getting married, but they couldn't stay in the same department. There's like rules because like, you know, they can steal and stuff. I mean, not that that would happen, but so they just like, they got to keep their jobs, just they transferred the wife to another store.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So you just gotta, it's like, you gotta let them know. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised that no one said anything. I mean, leadership.
I know. Yeah. It's hard to know rumors spread and change and everything. We don't even know if it's true. I was gonna read the last little bit so you guys know how the story ends. The cliffhanger.
Ooh.
All right. Foyer and Vaughn both left shortly after, and Rinaldi decided to stay. Rinaldi learned that Foyer had been job hunting during Rinaldi's time there. Rinaldi had 2 new bosses who admired her work and relied on her. She was promoted ahead of schedule. Everyone ends happy. Yay!
Yay! She stayed.
You won, Leia.
You won. That's awesome.
But they never say if they had an affair or not. They both ended up leaving.
Yep.
And then she got some 2 new bosses. So I think definitely, you know, if you can know the future, you know, just know to hang in there. And I think her best bet probably would have just been to switch teams, you know, not knowing what would happen, and just give it, you know, trying to get something changing. So
I didn't even think that was a possibility. That's so funny.
Life.
You got it.
No, they didn't leave, guys. They broke up.
That's what I believe in my heart.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just giving a summary. I would say study communication, you know, communication going on, talking a little bit of conflict going on, not wasting time, switch to a different department so you can move to progress, or if you need to switch to a different, you can progress. And okay, what are some of the insights? Back.
Don't have an affair.
Don't have an affair. Yes, thank you, Hans.
Yeah.
The story. Very much.
Good job, buddy.
Before we close, is there any last comments you guys wanted to make? Anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
Nope.
You
Hashtag.
guys good?
Yeah.
Not sure if you can hear me out or anything, but thanks, guys. Who has it next week? Is that Molly? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Sweet. All right, guys. Leah, could you say the prayer?
Oh, sure. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this opportunity. Please bless Molly in her travels, and let her sister do well with the new baby. We ask, Lord, that you would bless us in our studies this week and help us during exams and in preparation for them, and would bless our lives and bless all of our families. And thank you for this opportunity of education. And we say these things humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Awesome. All right, guys. See you next week.
Thanks. Good job, Dylan.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Guys.